Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS. Let's get to the news. Now guys, I have to tell you, the NFL offseason is heating up, and this year the buzz around the league is absolutely electric. But no team is attracting more attention right now than the Atlanta Falcons, especially with some major developments that could reshape their future. And today, I want to bring you the latest in what's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing trade stories of the year. Something that could very well define the Falcons' trajectory in the coming seasons. So, buckle up, because we're diving into a blockbuster move that might just change everything for Atlanta fans. The NFL offseason, as you all know, is a time full of rumors, speculation, and strategic moves. Teams are looking to reshape their rosters, fill gaps, and set themselves up for success in 2025 and beyond. But what's caught everyone's attention recently? It's the potential trade involving a player who was once the first overall pick, a name that carries a lot of weight, and that has huge implications for the Falcons' defense. And I'm talking about Travon Walker, the Jacksonville Jaguars' first-round pick from 2022. That's right, folks. The Jaguars are willing to move on from Walker, and the Atlanta Falcons are reportedly very interested in bringing him into the fold. Now, let's take a step back and analyze the situation. Walker was selected first overall in the 2022 NFL Draft, a decision that raised eyebrows at the time because many experts felt he was a bit of a gamble. Still, Jacksonville saw something in him, and they believed that with the right development, he could become a dominant pass rusher. And to his credit, Walker has shown flashes of that potential. Over his first 3 seasons, he's accumulated 151 pressures, 25 sacks, and 162 tackles. Those are solid numbers, but they're not exactly what you'd expect from a first overall pick who was supposed to be a generational talent. That's where the story gets interesting. While Walker has been productive, he hasn't quite lived up to the hype that comes with being the top pick in the draft. The Jaguars have also been somewhat inconsistent, and they're now at a crossroads. They have other players on the roster like Josh Allen and Travon Walker, but they're looking to shake things up, especially on the defensive line. The Jaguars' management is aware that they need to get better at pressuring the quarterback, especially given how important that is in today's NFL. And that's where the Falcons come into the picture. The Falcons, for their part, have been desperately trying to improve their pass rush. If you watched their last season, you saw that they generated 131 pressures, but only managed 31 sacks. That's a huge problem, especially in a league where sacks and pressure rates often determine the outcome of games. The Falcons have a solid defense, no doubt, but they need that extra push on the edge to turn those pressures into sacks and disrupt opposing quarterbacks consistently. And who better to address that need than a young, talented player like Walker? Now, let's talk about what this move could mean. For Atlanta, bringing in a player like Walker, especially someone who is just 24 years old, could be a game changer. He's a Georgia native, which makes this story even more compelling. Imagine him lining up on the edge for the Falcons, bringing that hometown energy and a new level of intensity to the defensive line. He's a player with the tools to become a cornerstone for the team's defense. His athleticism, size, and potential make him an intriguing fit for the Falcons' scheme, especially under the guidance of new defensive coordinator Ryan Nielsen, who's known for his ability to develop young pass rushers. But it's not just about adding talent. It's about making a strategic move that can pay dividends for years to come. The Falcons have a lot of needs on defense, and the pass rush has been a glaring weakness. By acquiring Walker, they can potentially flip that narrative. Plus, it would give them more draft capital to address other positions, perhaps bolstering the secondary or adding depth to the offensive line. Remember, the Falcons are in a bit of a rebuild mode, aiming to push back into playoff contention, and acquiring a young talent like Walker aligns perfectly with that vision. What about Jacksonville? Well, the Jaguars are in a different phase. They're trying to build a competitive roster for the future, and sometimes that means making tough decisions. Moving Walker could free up some cap space, and with the draft picks they could acquire in the trade, Jacksonville might be looking to bolster their offensive line or add more playmakers on offense. It's all about strategic repositioning, especially considering they have other promising defensive players on the roster. The Jaguars have been trending upward, and they want to ensure they're not just good but great, which might mean making tough choices in the offseason. Now I want to highlight some interesting details about Walker himself. He's someone who has shown flashes of brilliance, and while he might not have fully lived up to the first overall pick status, he's still a very talented player. His athletic profile is impressive, he's 6'5", and weighs around 275 pounds, with a rare combination of speed and power. His motor is relentless, and he's got the potential to develop into a double-digit sack artist in the right system. For the Falcons, that's exactly the kind of player they need to elevate their pass rush. And let's not forget, he's still young, so there's a lot of room for growth. This potential move also comes with some interesting questions. How much would it cost the Falcons? What draft picks are Jacksonville asking for? Will Walker be willing to accept a new environment and play a key role on a team that's hungry for success? These are all questions that the NFL world is debating right now. But the fact remains, the Falcons are very much in the mix for a move that could reshape their defense, and by extension, their entire season. In terms of what this means for the Falcons' upcoming schedule, it's huge. If they can add that extra edge, that extra burst of pass-rushing talent, it could turn their defense from middle of the pack to one of the league's best. Imagine a front seven led by Grady Jarrett, with the addition of Walker providing consistent pressure from the outside. Opposing quarterbacks would have a much harder time staying comfortable in the pocket, and that's exactly what Atlanta needs to become a playoff-caliber team again. Of course, fans are eager to see how this story unfolds. Will this trade happen? How will Walker adapt to a new team and a new system? And what kind of impact can he make in Atlanta's defense? These are questions that only time will answer, but the anticipation is building. The NFL offseason is a roller coaster, and right now, the Falcons are sitting right at the heart of this exciting ride. So, for all you Falcons fans out there, this could be a turning point. A move that not only boosts the team's immediate chances, but also sets up a promising future. The Falcons have often been a team that rebuilds quickly, and with smart moves like this, they could be back into serious contention sooner than we think. The NFC South is competitive, no doubt about it, but a stronger Atlanta team could shake up the division and challenge the reigning powers like Tampa Bay or even New Orleans. And before I wrap up, I want to emphasize how important it is for fans to stay engaged and keep supporting the team. The offseason is where dreams are made or broken, and every move counts. The Falcons have the talent, the coaching staff, and now, potentially, the right piece to make a real leap forward. It's an exciting time to be a Falcons supporter, and I truly believe that whatever happens in this trade saga, the future looks bright. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think Walker is the missing piece for that dominant defense? Are you excited about the potential of this move? Or do you think the Falcons should focus on other areas in the draft or free agency? Whatever your opinion, I want to hear it. Your voice is what makes this community special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and analysis about the Falcons and the NFL in general. The offseason might be busy, but we're here to keep you informed, entertained, and connected to your favorite team. So make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video with your friends and fellow Falcons fans. Let's keep the passion alive and build this community even stronger. Thanks for tuning in, and as always, stay Falcons strong.